Welcome everyone, and thank you very much for joining the webinar Benefits and Opportunities of the International Data Week 2025. My name is Irina Hope, and I'm an events manager here at the Research Data Alliance, one of the founding organizations of the International Data Week. And today I'm joined by my colleagues from the Committee of Data of the International Science Council and World Data System, and they will be able to share more details about the upcoming International Data 2025 with us all, what you can expect, share some details on our each member organizations and how we fit under the IDW. And there will be time for questions at the end. However, please do feel free to include any questions throughout the webinar in the Zoom chat. And to all those who joined us a little bit later, the recordings and slides will be shared with you. And I will now hand over to my colleague from the World Data System, who will share more information on the International Data Week. Thank you.
Thank you, Irina, and hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to sharing more about International Data Week with you. IDW 25 is Data for Positive Change, Empowering Communities and Advancing Research. So I'm going to share a video with you, and if you'll give me just a minute to bring it up.
Rosie Hicks. I'm the Chief Executive of the Australian Research Data Commons. And I'd like to welcome you on behalf of the conference organisers, the International Science Council's Committee on Data, CODATA, the World Data System, the Research Data Alliance and the ARDC. Join us for the next International Data Week in Brisbane, Australia, for the 13th to the 16th of October 2025. The theme for this conference is Data for Positive Change. We're exploring the role of data by empowering communities and advancing research. It's important to ARDC to hold International Data Week to build and strengthen ties between research data communities in Australia and the Asia-Pacific region. We're seeking to establish groups and connections to advocate for fair research and appropriate data sharing practices across our region. And of course, for you, coming to Brisbane, you'll have a world-class conference with keynote talks, workshops, interactive sessions, opportunities to connect with your peers, and site visits to local research facilities. All with warm Australian hospitality, access to the unique natural wonders of Queensland from ancient rainforests to golden sandy beaches and the Great Barrier Reef. This is the first time the conference has been held in Australia, home to one of the oldest living cultures of the world. And the programme and related events will cover topics unique to Australia and the region: careful Indigenous data governance, natural hazards, building food security. And to do this, we need fair data, artificial intelligence, open research, and federated and connected systems to achieve this. We're empowering the global data community for impact, for equity, and for inclusion. So come and join us, explore how data can make change and deliver impact to research and society. And I look forward to welcoming you in person in Brisbane for IDW 2025.
Oh, wonderful. So let me get back and reshare here. Okay, so just as we had talked about, the conference will be in October in Brisbane. Thanks to Rosie for sharing all that great information with us. And it'll be in person and online. And the website's right there, idw2025.org. We certainly welcome you to go ahead and sign up for newsletters and content as well. So what is IDW 25? Well, it's organized by my great colleagues at CoData and Research Data Alliance. Always grateful to work with them, and through my shop, the World Data System. And we do this to bring everybody together in the global data community to help improve the science and the society through that data-driven discovery. I loved Rosie's comments on that fair data and AI being integral for going forward. Grateful for ARDC and their host and their excellence as they've done through their hosting. And we'll talk a little bit about who the audience is. Data scientists, people like you, folks that create data, reuse data, and try to build the best governance possible going forward. But this also includes folks like entrepreneurs and businesses and policymakers, and of course, data stewards from all disciplines worldwide. So grateful to have them with us. So we've done this before, and I think many of you have probably joined us. The first IDW was in 2016 in Denver, Colorado. We also had one in 2018 in Botswana. Got a little bit more difficult in 2022. We went to Seoul, Korea, and it was the very first hybrid event. Grateful for the opportunity. That was my first IDW, but that was right after COVID. So we made it a hybrid event. And then Salzburg in 23. Having it both in Austria and online was a great event, and grateful to have all of the people there. Over 300 attendees at each of these events from multiple countries, handfuls and handfuls of countries. So we certainly want you and others engaged with this as well. So who is involved in this year's? Well, hopefully you, but also our colleagues at CoData and the World Data System. We come together and we create SciDataCon 2025. Call for abstracts, we'll talk about in a little bit, is already open. And RDA, the Research Data Alliance, they'll hold their 25th plenary, and that comes together along with some individual plenaries from IDW that each of the different organizing different bodies have helped organize. So that'll be what comes forward. So again, SciDataCon and the RDA plenary come together to create International Data Week along with others. So ARDC, grateful for our local hosts, and really their mission is to accelerate research and innovation and driving that excellence in creation, analysis, and retention of high quality data assets. So it takes a whole lot of people to do that. And I hope that you'll take the opportunity to get to know them better and work with them as you come and join us in Brisbane. So what does IDW look like? Well, like we said, the Research Data Alliance plenary meeting, where you have your birds of a feather and you have your working group and your interest groups and all of the other groups come together and talk about what challenges they're solving. We have SciDataCon, which is the scientific conference where you submit papers, they're peer reviewed, and we'll have poster conferences for both of those as well. Note that if you submit a poster, submit to either one or the other, not to both. But SciDataCon really is that premier data science conference. It brings in the research and allows you to talk about how you address the frontiers of data in the research as a whole. And then the key theme for everything is data for positive change. How are you making an impact? How does your research and how does your data or the data that you reuse make a positive change? And how are you empowering communities? So think of that when you're writing your abstracts and coming and being a part of the conference. So what are the benefits? Well, there's a lot. Besides getting to know your colleagues, it is the technical and the social aspects of data in research, right? So it's not just, here's how I technically make it happen, but here's why and how you should culturally change to be able to move through these things as well. It's networking with your peers. Oftentimes people will have side meetings as part of this. We are accepting side meetings as this, but also the meet and greets with your colleagues that you may not have seen in 2 years. And getting that inter and intradisciplinary conversation started is key. So much of what we do revolves around so many different disciplines. Having that opportunity to be at a conference where all those disciplines are represented. And then we have those high-level panels and keynotes that I talk about, those plenaries, and then those discussion sessions, which really bring in those world-renowned experts. And I'm very excited. We look forward to releasing those with you in the coming months. And then it's not just to present, but it's also to learn about the state-of-the-art data and sharing, and help you, how do you use this and move things forward? Maybe it'll spark a great new idea for you going forward. So just some things to think about there and why you should attend. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Irina. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Okay, my screen is now shared, and I will be delighted to introduce you the Research Data Alliance. Many of you, I'm sure, are very well aware of who we are, but maybe some of you on this call are not. The RDA was launched in 2013, and it's a home for a global community of data experts. There are over 14,500 members from different parts of the globe, and all of the RDA work is done and performed by the community, by groups on a voluntary basis. And almost 12 years ago now, the RDA had a very ambitious vision, which still stands today. It's to openly share and reuse data across discipline, technologies, and countries. And we are trying to achieve it through our mission, which is to build social and technical bridges. RDA is open to everyone as long as the work is aligned with our 6 guiding principles, which you can see on the screen. And if you're not a member and you would like to join and explore more, there is a little bit for everyone. It's free of charge and open to those who is interested in data sharing. And at the heart of the RDA, we have the family of individuals, organizations, and nations. And individuals are the community of the RDA. They're members who give their free time on a voluntary basis to work together, move a variety of data-related projects forward, and they also generate the outputs. We have a family of organizations, and they are very valuable organizational members of the Research Data Alliance. They are paying members, and they support us financially so we can maintain the work of the community and the RDA's daily operations. The organizational members are fundamental because they're involved in community's outputs and recommendations work. And as the result of this, these institutions and organizations will implement and adopt the solutions. And the regions or nations, we here in the RDA refer to them as countries. So they're very important to us too, to understand the policies, share experiences, and see what common we've got from different parts of the globe. So how can the RDA be valuable to them and to exchange the knowledge and work together? And in the heart of the RDA, there are groups. There are over 100 groups currently, and we have different types. They have specific objectives and specific lifetime. And the first group is a working groups, and they have a lifespan between 12 to 18 months. And they're very important in our community because they are expected to develop and create a concrete output for the community. The next type of the group is an interest group, and they're slightly broader in scope. It doesn't have a lifespan, so these groups can last as long as they're of interest to the community. And these groups are not expected to create any recommendations. They are focused on solving high levels of data issues. And the last is the community of practice. And this is a quite new group. It was established in 2020. And these have more disciplinary focus. They have a role of an umbrella, they linking pin between working and interest groups, and they can last as long as they're active in the community. And twice a year, all RDA members, new and old, meet during the plenary meetings. So what are the plenary meetings? These are the community events during which RDA groups meet together to share their progresses and projects, research and outputs. Plenaries are held every 6 months, one full online and one in a hybrid format around the globe. And by having one virtual element in each plenary every half a year is very crucial for us, because by doing that, we make plenaries accessible to everyone within the community. And the RDA 25th plenary meeting is a part of International Data Week program. And let me just bring your attention to this program table. This is a program at a glance. It's not yet defined, because calls for abstract sessions are open or not yet. And so once every 2 years, the RDA is a part of International Data Week, and we get together with our associate organizations, CoData and WDS, for 4 days to hold IDW. So the program is very rich and very diverse, and we expect over 600 international attendees this year in the beautiful city of Brisbane. And the RD sessions are highlighted in green boxes here on the screen. SciDataCon sessions are in blue, and orange sessions are those which are main plenary sessions. So they are standalone sessions, which with no other parallel sessions running at the same time. So each block is 90 minutes long and will include up to 8 till 10 parallel sessions, concurrent sessions. And to summarize, the Research Data Alliance 25th plenary meeting will have its own program, combine around 50 parallel sessions. So is CoData and WDS. But then this reorganization will merge their programs into one, into IDW. And this is how the RDS plenary program will look like. This is an example from International Data Week 2023, and you will see that these blocks will contain parallel sessions. The breakout sessions are the core of the Research Data Alliance plenaries, and they're organized by 3 components. It's either working or interest groups or community of practice sessions, joint meetings between different groups, or individuals wishing to present interesting topics that are new to the RDA through birds of a feather. And RDA has also pathways which were created to help select a session of interest from a topical perspective. And once a draft program of the plenary will be launched in May this year, everyone will be able to filter through and select a topic of interest and sessions to attend. And just to make it clear for everyone, one registration ticket for International Data Week includes access to all programs, including RDA, CoData, and WDS, and many networking opportunities. And these are our key dates for the Plenary 25, with session applications opening for groups at the end of this week, and also poster submissions from our international community opening at the end of February, and the final program being published in June, including International Data Week program. So this is in a nutshell of the plenary and how it fits within the International Data Week. Thank you, and I'm going to hand over now to my colleagues in CoData.
I can tell a little bit about who World Data System is. So thank you again, Hannah. My name is Meredith Goins. I'm with the World Data System. I'm the executive director of the International Program Office based in Knoxville, Tennessee at the University of Tennessee, even though I'm physically located at Oak Ridge National Labs. We do have a technology office. They're based at the University of Victoria and Oceans Network Canada. I see some of my colleagues online and I want to give them welcome. The technology office and the program office work together to be able to provide our mission, meet our mission to enhance those capabilities, impacts, and sustainability of our member data repositories. We focus specifically on data repositories and data services. We do this through creating trusted communities and scientific data repositories, much like many of those that you use and support. Strengthen that scientific enterprise through the entire life cycle. And then also advocating for accessible data. And I'm just going to quickly share my screen, if that's okay. Make sure that everybody can see it okay. All right. Okay. So we're an ISC affiliated body, just like our colleagues at CODATA. And again, we have a new mission statement where, new support that we're offering, which includes providing services and support for our members, advancing the value narratives of the WDS members, demonstrating global leadership in data governance, because without data governance, we really won't use data well or store it appropriately, and advocating for that quality, trustworthiness, and equitability and fairness of data, just as Rosie had said in the kickoff video, fairness of data in data repositories worldwide. So that's what the WDS does. And if you'd like, Hannah, I'd be happy to continue sharing my screen, or if not, I leave it up to you. What is best for you?
Thank you very much, Meredith. I suspect that the internet connection in the location where I am today is not perfect. So actually my screen got stuck when I tried sharing. So perhaps if you or one of the colleagues could continue sharing, that would be perfect. The next slide will be presented by my colleague Laura Molloy from the CODATA Secretariat, so she can take over.
Meredith, you've got it on presenter view. Is it possible to put it on full screen? Whilst that's getting started, hi everyone, my name is Laura Molloy. I'll just put on my video to say hello to you. Nice to see so many people on the call. I'm the research lead at CODATA, which is the Committee on Data of the International Science Council, and we're based here in Paris in France. And I want to offer a warm welcome on behalf of the whole CODATA team. Today I'm joined by my colleague Matti Haikkurinen, who is our project portfolio manager, and Hannah Pergel, who's our operations manager. I want to give you a very quick overview of CODATA and why we value being a partner in International Data Week. So our vision is of a world where science is empowered to address universal challenges through the transparent, trustworthy, and equitable use of data and information. And as such, our mission is to connect data and people to advance science and improve our world in this way. As the Committee on Data of the International Science Council, CODATA helps to realize the ISC vision of advancing science as a global public good by promoting fair data. And I'm assuming that everyone on the call knows what fair data is. Please say if not. And making data more fair has been a large part of our activity for almost a decade now. CODATA has 3 strategic priorities as we do this work to respond to the challenges and the opportunities of data in science for the 21st century. So firstly, we're focused on making data work for cross-domain grand challenges. So what does this mean? It means that when we consider the problems facing the world today, these are complex, these are global, and they reach across traditional discipline boundaries. Problems like online misinformation, climate change, disaster risk reduction, and public health are all cross-domain challenges on an enormous scale, and data has to find a way to play its part in identifying solutions for these things. And our flagship initiative, World Fair Plus, provides practical guidance and technical recommendations to ensure that the data needed for interdisciplinary research is indeed fair. So secondly, we promote data policy, which is an important tool in better use and management of data. Our International Data Policy Committee, or IDPC, is the key instrument by which we promote effective and appropriate policies for open science and fair data. And there are other data policy activities detailed on our website if you're interested in this part of the work. Our third priority is putting data science and AI in service of science. As we know from the headlines, AI is coming, it is here, and we must get ourselves and our data sets ready to meet that challenge, to see that AI can be harnessed as a positive actor for science, and that our data sets are fully AI ready. Excuse me. CODATA is developing a position paper and exploring partnerships and projects on AI for science. So how do we do all this work in practice? Well, we have a large membership of national data committees from all around the world. Our membership includes scientific academies, expert data organizations, international scientific unions to represent various disciplines, and other organizations from both the private and the public sectors. And we support a range of task groups and working groups, and we participate in an exciting range of projects, including some with our RDA and WDS colleagues, and those address the issues that I've mentioned here. It's really important to us that our network is diverse and collaborative, and International Data Week, including the SciDataCon conference, is a really important event for us in the data calendar. It allows us as a global community to work together towards these goals. So I really hope there's something here of interest to you. I hope that you'll get involved, and we all really look forward to meeting you in Brisbane. So thanks so much. I'm going to hand over now to my colleague Hannah for more on SciDataCon.
So apologies for all these technical issues. I'm Hannah Bergel. I'm Operations Manager of CODATA. Thanks also very much to my colleague Laura Molloy, who has already mentioned that I'm also joining this webinar. Please allow me to talk you through the SciDataCon. As Meredith has already mentioned, it is part of the International Data Week together with the RDA plenary. Actually, SciDataCon originated a little bit earlier than that, in 2014 in India. Nevertheless, it was then integrated into IDW in 2016. SciDataCon as such covers policy matters. It also is the place is a place to discuss the scientific endeavor and aspects of data. It allows for opportunities to discuss data revolution, innovations in data science and data stewardship, as well as the important role of education and capacity building in relation to data. The importance of SciDataCon truly lies in the fact that all our submissions are peer-reviewed, whether it is session proposals or individual papers or posters, and that it's as you will also see further on in the presentation, it is very inclusive when it comes to themes and the aspects of data stewardship and management that can be discussed. So that is indeed what is in the core of SciDataCon. It's really aiming to disseminating data and data aspects and data science across the globe, and also through the International Data Week conferences. Next slide, please, Hati. So for SciDataCon 2025 in Brisbane, we have 4 themes. These are the first 4 that actually mirror the themes of the International Data Week 2025. So you will see, so if attending, you will have the opportunity to attend plenary sessions when keynote speakers will be addressing the first 4 themes. Nevertheless, SciDataCon 2025 is inviting also submissions within these 4 themes. Firstly, dealing with the careful indigenous data governance, the second one being rigorous, responsible and reproducible science in the era of fair data and AI. Then the third one, open research for interconnected, interoperable and interdisciplinary data. And the fourth, empowering the global data community for impact, equity and inclusion. Now, the SciDataCon Program Committee thought that it would be nice to expand the themes even further. Therefore, there are 2 more specific themes that have been added to these. That's the infrastructures to support data-intensive research, local to global, and the transformative role of data and sustainable development goals and disaster resilience. Also, the SciDataCon in 2025 will be accepting also submissions in the persistent themes in SciDataCon. These are areas in data stewardship, training, data, society ethics and policy, data science and data analysis, data and research. Detailed descriptions of each of these themes you can easily locate at the scidatacon.org webpage, which we are linking to also from this slide deck. So you can read a bit more about each of these themes in there. Next, please. As Irina mentioned, the RDA plenary call for abstracts is not yet open, will be opening in a few days. Nevertheless, the SciDataCon 2025 call for abstracts is already open, and we invite submissions for session proposals, for individual presentations, and for posters. The deadlines are as follows. So for sessions and for individual presentations, it is Tuesday, 15 April. End of the day, Brisbane time. For posters, it is 15th of May, end of the day, Brisbane time again. Next, please. Now, a little bit more about the SciDataCon 2025 abstract submission. So to submit the proposal, you need to go to the scidatacon.org webpage that I previously mentioned. In there, you will find very detailed instructions actually on how to submit, but there's a few aspects that I would like to highlight. Firstly, you will need to create a user account under the SciDataCon instance of Indico conference system. So there in the left-hand menu at the scidatacon.org webpage, you will find an option, create account. So if you follow that, that will help you and guide you through the steps to create an account and be able then to continue with the submission. When actually submitting the abstract, another aspect to highlight is that it is really important that you do let us know whether you're submitting a proposal for a session, for a presentation, or a poster, and that you do select that in the submission form. That will really help us to and help the peer reviews to evaluate the proposal adequately. And last but not least, so when submitting, you will need to select at least or indicate at least one speaker that will be presenting in your session, presentation, or the poster. To do so, you will see this. You see this small snapshot on this slide. So to add a speaker, you need to click on this small microphone icon, and that will allow you to indicate who that speaker in your proposed session, presentation, or poster would be. So that's something that might not be so intuitive, and therefore we're intentionally highlighting it in here. Hopefully that would still be a relatively straightforward process, but you can of course at any point contact us, and we're indicating the contact email address at our webpage, but it is scidatacon@codata.org, and we will, in following slides, we'll also be mentioning additional contact details for each of the organizations, so both to contact my colleagues from WDS or to contact the CoData Secretariat. Thank you. And I believe that with that, I'm handing over back to Irina.
Thank you, Hannah. I will very quickly share a couple of more details about the registration and the venue itself. So as you might be aware, the planning preparation for International Data Week is ongoing, and the registration has been open since the end of last year. And we currently offer reduced tickets for in-person attendees, and these are either for 4 days of the International Data Week or only a day pass ticket. Virtual attendees will be able to purchase their registration tickets during the summer months. And registration tickets vary from different options and they include different entitlements. And not to forget, we as International Data Week organizers also offer reduced tickets for students and participants from lower and middle income countries. And to mention more, each registered attendee will include a complimentary train ticket from and to Brisbane Airport, which is very handy, and special discounted rates to book accommodations within the International Data Week venue. And not to forget about our koala competition, which is running until the beginning of April, where you can submit your photo with a koala and get a chance to win one of 3 registration tickets. And lastly, the International Data Week 2025 will be hosted in Brisbane Convention and Exhibition Centre, which is hosted in the city centre of Brisbane. It's the location makes it very easy to access, walk around the city and explore something new for everyone. And our local hosts kindly prepared a suggested bucket list for places to travel around Australia or not far from Brisbane, so please make sure you check on them. Australia will be the first continent to host International Data Week in our history since 2016. And on that note, I would like to share that we are hosting another webinar in February, and it will be targeting those who are in Oceania and East Asia time zone. So make sure you share it within your connections to spread the word. And I believe we are coming closer to our webinar, so please feel free to unmute yourself and ask us any questions you may have or use chat functionality. We also keep this page of the webinar presentation for your information in case you need to contact any of our organizations for any questions after the webinar. And thank you very much for joining us today.